Okay, so now we're gonna go over Footsies Handbook, chapters 3 and 4. Okay, so chapter 3 is about what to do when the opponent is cornered. This segment focuses on the massive advantages gained by cornering your opponent. As you may have noticed, the capacity to safely/stealthily withdraw from an opponent's attack space is a crucial aspect of Footsies. Backing your opponent against a wall negates their ability to walk backward, giving you sole control over when you're in and out of attack range. So, element 7. Whenever you knock someone into the corner, establish a safe position slightly outside their reach. Then, as soon as you get the feeling they're about to advance or let their guard down, step forward and poke their toes with a low medium kick. Let's see. Yeah. So let's see that in this picture, Ryu is about right here. Akuma should be standing right, I'll say here, which would be a safe position. If Ryu was slightly back, and this medium kick would be slightly back as well, it wouldn't be able to reach Akuma. So the moment that Ryu would do a crouching medium kick, you would do your own crouching medium kick, and it would beat out his. This essentially is better in the corner because if Ryu is completely cornered, he won't be able to walk back, so you don't have to worry about stuff whiffing and him being able to whiff punish you. And I say you have to stand outside of crouching medium kick range because in Street Fighter 4, Ryu wants to go for crouching medium kick a lot. It's the same as when facing a co-player in Yatagarasu. The co-player will want to go for standing heavy punches or crouching medium kicks. If it's this in Yatagarasu, the thing that you can do as well, you do this in other games as too, but if you do it in other games, you can easily get punished for it, is jump back in the corner. Now, jumping back in the corner, you're now not on the ground, so moves that would hit you on the ground will now whiff, and you can attack while in the air. So if the opponent tries to walk forward and do a poke, they'll get hit by your move. This is also shown in earlier when I faced against Beta. I jumped back in the corner and did a jumping heavy kick, and it beats his standing heavy punch, which would be 5C, simply because the 5C whiffed because of my angle of jumping, and I was able to punish him on whiff with a jumping heavy kick. I believe that's an element afterwards, and I kind of got ahead of myself, but let me continue with this. So, getting hit by one of these leaves a lot of players the urge to retaliate with one of their own. Simply let it whiff to strike their extended limb, or throw them right back into the corner. However, keep in mind that veteran players often take a step forward before counter poking, so you might want to give them a little extra room. Essentially, you would stand outside of their most used poke, and then give them slightly more just in case they want to walk forward. Yada, if I am cornered and you're outside of my DP range, I will wake up, walk forward very slightly, and then try to sweep you or heavy punch you. If you're close enough to be in DP range and I think you're gonna bait the DP, I will walk forward, grab you. If you're far, I will sometimes dash forward, grab you, which is really dangerous because you could just react to the dash and hit me out of it, which a lot of players actually do. Anyway, let's see what happens if this happens, and then the Akuma player does a crouching medium kick, and then the opponent wants to, press the button again because Akuma didn't confirm it to anything. Okay, let's just see this. It should go directly to the timestamp. There we go. I'm gonna go to 157. I'm gonna slow this down. the half speed. And we're gonna see what the Kami player does against this Balrog in the corner. Let me make sure that you can see this clearly. If I put this on full screen, you are still able to see the video fairly well. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put it on full screen. Alright. So even on half speed, and let me actually mute this because that sounded terrible. If you saw how... Dang it. I'm sorry. Even on half speed, that was pretty fast. However, you should have seen the Kami do a crouching medium kick. So, let's see. Right there, the Balrog hit with the crouching medium kick. Now look at what the Balrog player does. Since he got hit, and the Kami player didn't confirm it to a combo, the Balrog player thinks that, well, it's safe. The Kami player is trying to advance on me, so I'm just gonna poke them as they're walking towards me. However, the Kami player walked back outside of range. So what you're gonna see is the Balrog player whiffing. As you see, it whiffed. What's the Kami doing in response? Counter poke with a standing heavy kick. And that's an aspect of Footsies when the opponent's in the corner. Because they are limited with positioning on the screen, their only options really are to poke, keep blocking, jump forward, or jump back. Nick, what if they like to poke with fast moves? If you are referring to something like, well, what Balrog did just poke with was pretty fast. The only reason that it whiffed was because the Kami player committed to walking back immediately after he hit with a crouching medium kick. If you say, well, what if they do crouch jab or shorts? Those moves have very, very short range, so you should have no problem walking back. And you should be able to react to them, because this is not react. If you see it coming, you're looking for it as you're walking back. So if you do something like jab, you have to immediately punish it. Something like Street Fighter 4 punishing. Like, those aren't reactions, they are mainly, I'm looking for a move. I'm actually about to describe a reaction even though I said my reaction. You're looking for a move. You see the move. You immediately press the button that you see when you see a move. So they do a jab or a short, do a sweep, do a crouching medium kick. It should be able to punish if your timing is on point. If your timing is not on point, they'll probably parry you and you'll die. No pressure. It's a prediction. Yes. In games like CVS 2, Street Fighter 4, it's even more prediction because you have to do your punish immediately. In Yatagarasu, there are more frames for recovery for moves, so even if you see a jab whiff, you have slightly more time to punish it. It's not enough time that it will really matter a lot, I would say, that you'll be able to punish on reaction, but it's enough time that if you have prediction, you can be slightly later to punish it. Your timing is just bad. I suppose I don't even do that on reaction because I know that if I try to do it, I'm gonna be too late and they're gonna parry me. So most of the time, if I'm facing someone, you'll see them like just whiff a bunch of moves in the corner or in mid-screen, and me not doing anything because I'm acknowledging the fact that they are pressing the button. But I'm not gonna punish it. I'm not gonna punish it because I'm thinking they're gonna punish me for trying to punish them because I'm too slow. Yeah, if someone whiffs a jab and you don't punish it, it's definitely not the worst thing ever. Like, they're not gonna get anything off of a whiff jab. The most they're gonna do after they whiff the jab is keep pressing the jab, do a heavy button because they realize that the jab whiffed, and they're probably gonna, you know, go into something after pressing the heavy button, walking forward or jumping forward. So if anything, if you can't whiff punish jab with a short in Yatagarasu, you should look for the opponent jumping out or jumping into the corner or walking forward. That would be an indicator that they actually want to get out. If they are just blocking, then use that data. I had to change the music. Use that data to determine what you're going to do next. If they're just blocking, walk forward, block, see what happens. After a while, if they're still doing that, you can walk forward, grab them. Which I am actually about to illustrate now, because they have conveniently put a spot for that, which I think the ball raw player. No, okay, this is something else. Street Fighter 4. So yeah. Game is already slow, so you don't need to slow it down, but I'm gonna do it anyway for courtesy. Let me see. Can you see everything? No, you can't. So we're gonna just stay like this. You can actually see everything on the screen from this, which is good. Very good, very good, very good. If anyone has questions, then feel free to interrupt me. Okay. So what I am expecting to see here is the Akuma player watching John Choi whiff and then walking forward to grab. So this is also an option that you can do, Musashi. If the opponent is doing a jab or a short like once or twice, which a lot of players actually like to do, like they're ready for you to grab them, what you should do is like wait until their move whiffs and then walk forward, grab them, which is pretty dangerous. But if you're staying outside the range of a freaking jab, you should be able to walk forward, grab them excuse me, walk forward, grab them easily. I do it a lot actually. Other than that, like I said before, watch out for their patterns. If they do whiff a jab or a short, they're likely gonna do a heavy move afterwards, or they're gonna jump out. KO. So let's show this whole situation once again. Now with this combo, Edma, which is a Akuma player, I believe he's really good Akuma player. He has John Choi in the corner, hits him with a crouching medium kick. John Choi, he walks forward, does a crouching medium kick because he believes Edma isn't gonna go in, or that he is gonna go in, and then try to press the button again. But Edma is far ahead of that. He walks outside of the range of John Choi's crouching medium kick even after John Choi walked forward and did it. He sees the crouching medium kick whiff, so he says all clear, walks forward and grabs. Footsies. However, keep in mind that veteran players often take a step forward before counter poking, so you might want to give them a little extra room, just like what John Choi did. If you notice, he was in the corner, he was at this spot, he walked slightly forward to this spot and did a crouching medium kick. Again, Edma's far ahead of that, so instead of standing right here, which is what you would have stood if the Ryu player had just woken up a crouching medium kick, he stood back here, which was 1 pixel out of the range of crouching medium kick. It's hard to do with Asia. Yes, it is. I struggle with that actually. I just backdash. Or I try to stay way out of range beforehand, which a good player would just not care about. Okay, let's see. This is one I have a hard time with. Most of the time, when I see my opponent blocking in the corner, I always think it's okay to walk and grab next time, but then I just end up walking into a medium range poke due to them reacting to my walk forward. Frame first, then walk up grab works. Like, does this only work for characters with good walking speed? Yes. You have to give them a reason. Not yes, what you just said, sorry. You have to give people a reason to not put a poke out. With Asia, like Beta said, it is hard to do it. So what Asia players will do, they will hit you with a button before they grab you, or they will tick throw you. Or they will dash up grab right after doing something that they've done before. I said that pretty badly. Okay, let's say that an Asia player wants to do crouching heavy kick and then go into a standing heavy punch. Why would the player do that? Let's see. If you do a crouching heavy kick, if the Asia player does not go into a combo, well, it's a free game. The opponent believes that they can then press a button. However, the Asia player will, as Bob said, frame trap the opponent with a standing heavy punch, which actually catches a lot of people. Like, it's crazy how much people that catch. So what would they do in response? After getting hit by this a lot, they'll start doing high parry, which you could then A, sweep after doing a crouching heavy kick, or you can dash forward grab, and then they'll get grabbed because they press parry. I believe that this is in element 8. So element 8 will actually help with the Asia situation because it explains what I just said in a video. And Beta, I did say crouching heavy kick, however the same does apply to crouching light kick, which you actually do a lot. The same definitely applies to crouching light kick because it's way fast and it's plus frames on hit. A walk up throw is essentially dash up throw. Yeah, like Makolo. Yeah, I get. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Oh, I'm pretty hungry. The 2B is also plus on hit, not on block. The 2D is plus on block, I believe. So yeah. Let's see. Your hit hurt. Musashi says that his hit hurts thinking about it. Maybe you should switch to playing Angry Birds. Yeah, it's hard to take in. As far as like this concept, these concepts rather, it takes a lot of games after you first read it to actually understand it, and you have to watch a lot of videos, see if they're doing these fundamental things that you're seeing. Both plus, but I know what you meant. I keep making a thing typo. Okay. I would like to move on to element 8, which is essentially what Asia does all the freaking time. Okay. Shortly after succeeding with a typical tick throw setup, repeat a similar sequence, except step backwards instead of executing the throw. If you catch your opponent's tech attempt whiffing, respond with a damaging combo. The corner severely limits your opponent's option for escaping throws, thereby forcing them to take greater risks. They're certainly not going to walk out of your throw range, so they have to do something proactive to avoid dying to simple throw loops. Having nowhere to go also makes them an easy combo target when they get baited. Okay, so element 8 is actually different from what I explained. This is more simple than what I just explained actually. It's more simple in theory, it's harder to do in concept. Yeah, it's more simple to think about, but it's harder to do in actual concept. So let's say that with Ko, you do like a crouching light punch or a crouching light kick into throw. On block or hit, whatever. You walk up throw. After a while, the opponent will get used to that, and they'll start trying to tech your throw. whether that be from crouch checking or stand checking. What do you do in response? Well, Yatagarasu throws are real freaking huge. If you make a throw whiff like this, then you have to be amazing, or you have to be Hina. Why Hina? Because after Yugi-san, or Shimo, yeah, after Yugi-san, it's minus. So what some Hina players do, they'll walk back and do a crouching heavy punch, which will catch you with throw. Walking back after a block Yugi-san will make a throw whiff. Something to keep in mind, Bob. And we're gonna see this in the video. Not Yatagarasu, but it's the same concept. So this is Mike Watson versus Faye. Ah, third strike. And to expand on that, Bob, you can do Yugi-san and then grab. Yeah, you got it. You understand. So what we're gonna see here, I assume Mike Watson, since he got a knockdown, he's going to try to go for a take throw setup, or he's gonna walk forward and then walk back, and then Alex Valle is gonna whiff a throw. Okay. He did standing light punch, and then whiffed the standing light punch, and then walked up throw. That's a take throw setup for Ken. Got it again. Now right here, he did a crouching light kick into a whiffed 5A, which is, I'm sorry, standing light punch. Since Alex Valle just got thrown, the thing in his mind right now would be, I have to tech this throw. Let's see what happens. Grab. And what does Mike Watson do in response? Punishes that with the double DP. Okay, so like I said, similar to Hina. Yeah, mad options up to block Yugi. Universal overhead throw, Rogetsu, backdash, etc. Let's see that again. Conditioning 101. I just grabbed him after making a light punch whiff. He acknowledged that he whiffed the throw, and then he's gonna get hit by this combo. Yeah, and you have to do this at really super saiyan speed. You have to acknowledge your stuff fast. Like, watch this at normal speed. You're probably gonna miss it. Okay, that was pretty slow. Yeah, that was pretty fast. Really easy to miss. In Yata, like I said before, grab ranges are very big. So you would have to, it'd be character specific for this. Most characters, if you want to bait a throw like this, you can jump and do a rising normal, which is not advised because a lot of characters don't get anything from that. Backdash through a button, because backdashes are grab involved. Universal overhead or throw tech I would select, which is only really good for Hina and Shimo. So for a character like Crow, you would do like Tatsu. It's harder to do, really. It's more read based than reaction based for Yatagarasu. Yeah, 1 ABC. Of course, if you abuse that, the opponent's gonna high parry and you're gonna die. That was me clapping, and I hope it didn't sound like, you know, it's good. Anyway, hopefully that was understood. Beta, do you have anything to add to that? I'm here saying It's really harder to do this in Yatagarasu because of grab ranges. If you have anything to add to that, then I would definitely like your input. Let me wait while this chill music is happening. Alright, I was liking that music way too much. Okay. So yes, I assume Beta has nothing to add to this, so I'll just continue. Element 9. It's a teeny bit tricky to parry that option because of slower starter. Also nothing to add. Okay. That's also understandable. The first part. Okay. Let's go to Element 9. Following a basic combo or block string, poke with a light attack from its maximum distance. The corner will ensure their attack doesn't whiff, so you lose nothing if they continue blocking. On the other hand, if they happen to press a button, yours will usually come out sooner and stuff whatever they're trying to do. Most everyone's natural reaction to having their attack interrupted is to block, like mine. Either block or mash a button. I try to do both. Not at the same time, obviously. Cisco Girls music, yes. Okay, most everyone's natural reaction to having their attack interrupted is to block, which makes it easy to walk up and throw them in their moment of hesitation. Some people have a habit of jumping instead, which can also be punished with an uppercut on reaction. Yeah, I also do that. I alternate between blocking, walking forward blocking, mashing, jumping back, and jumping forward. So none of this stuff is applicable to Yata, or they are, but in a different way. They are, and I've said how they're applicable, but you definitely have to change things up because of Yatagarasu's mechanics. You can definitely rewatch this video, so especially because my memory sucks and I don't even know what I just said for most of this stuff, to make sure that you get everything of what I said as far as comparisons to Yatagarasu. Okay, this is the same match, but it's at a different timestamp. Okay. So essentially, what we're gonna see here, this happens in Yatagarasu a lot. You will try to do a move and then it will get stuffed. So a person's reaction to doing that would either be to mash or block. Normal reaction is to block because, oh, my attack just got interrupted. I don't want them to do another move because they're plus. If I press another button, I'll get hit because they're plus. So you're kind of forced to block, and I'll say that with open quotations. Forced. You're not forced to block. Because if you believe that you are forced to block, this is what will happen. Okay. So the opponent, hold on. Mike Watson is now cornered. He just got his sweep interrupted, and Alex Valle is believed to be plus after this crouching medium punch. Especially another good reason to block after you get hit by something like that, can link into super. So had Valle linked into super and Mike Watson continued to press buttons, he would have gotten hit with the super. So he doesn't press anything, and look at what happens. Oh wait, what? Hold on. Okay, I was at a different timestamp, that's why. So first you have to condition the opponent. So, knows Mike Watson's attacks, getting stuffed. He tried a sweep, it got stuffed. Afterwards, he tried a crouching jab, it got stuffed. He backed into the corner, he tried a standing heavy kick, he got stuffed. So Mike Watson got tired of getting hit, and he's like, okay, I got it, I'll just block. I'm tired of getting hit. And grab. Now, what Mike Watson actually did right there, I saw a jab come out. So he knew he was going to get grabbed. When you try to crouch check in third strike, you get a crouching jab. I believe. I think you get a crouching jab. But that jab got eaten. And he got thrown. Okay. Now, you could do this at any time in Yada. You just have to condition the opponent to stop pressing buttons, like you conditioned Mike Watson to question pressing buttons after getting hit. What Beta and I do, if the opponent likes to press crap after getting hit, we mash heavy punch. Counter pokes for days, yep. So it's like heavy punch. Oh, they want to go again? Heavy punch. Oh, they're gonna do something else? Crouching light punch. Oh, they're ready to parry now? Walk forward grab, or hit them with a low attack. They are now BL countered, or they got grabbed because you just walked up, grabbed them. That's what you do in Yatagarasu. Okay, cool, I was right. Some people have a habit of jumping instead, which can also be punished with an uppercut on reaction. When can you tell when they will block though? Excuse me. You don't. That's really racking their brains. It's like, okay, they're human. In a fight, if someone is getting punched in the face repeatedly, after a while they're gonna stop being stubborn and they're gonna try to block. Like, that's essentially how you do it. Think about what would you do if the opponent kept hitting you with an attack? After a while you would block, right? Put yourself in the opponent's shoes. Think about when would you block, and when they would block, you'll be able to walk up, grab them. And yes, what Weak Flame said, you just know from playing a lot. It's something that you get adapted to from a bunch of opponents, from playing a bunch of opponents and seeing their patterns. And it will not always work, even if you played a lot, because everyone is different, everyone plays differently. This actually makes some players upset when they won't stop pressing buttons. So you just have to keep frame trapping them, keep frame trapping them, until you believe that they'll stop. What's a good thing about Yada? A good thing about Yada, after a while from getting hit, players will actually press the parry button. So after you press a button, what you need to do, look at the opponent's parries. If they pressed it, it will give you an indicator that they're tired of getting hit by a button. And again, Weak Flames is on the money. It's conditioning from human psychology and educated guesses. Okay, so next. Generally speaking, there are two approaches to corner offense. Either you can press the advantage and rush them down, armed with the confidence that your pokes aren't going to whiff. Or you can hold your ground and counter their every attempt to exit the corner, waging a battle of attrition which heavily favors whomever the corner benefits. Now, you have to mix both of these things into your style of play. Before showing you the videos, I'll have to say that the first thing, as in rushing them down, you have to continuously frame trap them. So like just hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them over and over again. Make sure they're unable to press buttons. Then you go up, you get closer to them, and then you grab them, or you mix them up, etc. The second thing, counter to every attempt to exit. This is where you stop rushing them down. This is where you look for what they do. Do they like to jump back in the corner a lot? Do they like to jump forward after some time? Well, I see some Hanzo players over in North America do. After a while of being in the corner, they like to bounce off the wall and then come forward and then press a like button, which I'll just stand still and then I'll counter poke them. I'll anti-air them, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't because my reactions are crap. Sometimes I'll do a jump back button which will hit them. Essentially what you're gonna do in this case, you're just gonna block. You're gonna stay between blocking, walking forward blocking, walking back blocking, pressing buttons. You're looking for what the opponent will do, whether that will be a counter poke, walking forward grabbing you, jumping out, or jumping back into the corner. Ooh, okay. Weak Flames, you should download the demo version and see if it runs. Okay, so let's see what happens when you rush the opponent down the corner. It's a glorified internet browser. Wow. So let's see what this soccer player does with against this Ryu player. Opponent's in the corner. Keep him in the corner. Continuously make him block. Look at that guard meter. It's in danger. Guard crush! Ah, but the soccer player wasn't ready for that jump out. Which is why you have to use the second bit of this. Countering their attempt to exit. If the opponent does jump at you when you're trying to rush down, here's what you should try to do. Same game, different players. Okay, Akuma is now in the corner. Let's see what happens. Charlie player is patient. Ah. Stay outside their post. Jumps over fireballs. Wow, that flash hit. See how it's staying in the corner? Akuma's trying to jump out. Nope, you can't jump out. And now stun. Very nice defensive play. Defensive and offense. Good job, Charlie. So, how do you do this in Gala? Well, you do a poke, you walk back. You have to determine when you should do a poke and when you should stay out of range. Essentially, what you want to do, you want to play like that soccer player from before, except tone your rush down a bit, pause a while, pause before doing another action, pause before doing another action, essentially, so that you can see the opponent jump out. Or if they do a fireball, react to them doing the fireball with a super jump and then punish them. And yes, that crouching heavy punch was amazing. See where he's standing. He waited right there. He walked back. If the Akuma player jumped out, he would have been ready to anti-air. He saw that the Akuma player did not jump, so the Charlie player jumped forward. Even if the Akuma player had jumped, the Charlie player would be ready to anti-air him. I mean, to air him with a light button. Which is why he did that jump heavy kick with a light button. He did the jump heavy kick just in case the Akuma player decided to jump again. I mean, to jump while Charlie was jumping. And I guess there's no freaking trip guard in this game. So he doesn't get punished on landing. Boom, waiting after throwing that poke. Crouching heavy punch. Got a counter hit. Get another move. Stun. And if you saw, he walked forward and then walked back. The Akuma player with the button. Then boom, he gets counter poke. Footsies. Alright, everything good? Any questions? Word. Alright, I guess everything is fine. Okay. It's actually difficult to find good examples of corner footsies in tournament finals because both players are fully aware that everything can be punished. Therefore, the corner player becomes extremely defensive while waiting for a way out. 5 to 10 seconds can go by without anything major happening because the other player doesn't want to open up an escape route either. Yet, it's no coincidence that the longer someone stays in the corner, the more often that they tend to lose. This is why when I am in the corner, I like to simply block, even if I'm playing against Asia and I'm seeing my guard meter go down very slowly. Know that my actions hold weight. So I'm not gonna just press buttons. Okay. Rule number 2. Dictate where the match will be fought. Easier said than done, but Alex Wolf's unbelievable Evil West 2K6 comeback in the final round of an elimination bout provides an excellent example. His Hyper Street Fighter 2 in Dawson, I don't know, sorry, catches a few bad breaks at the start, but once he manages to recover, he simply refuses to play the game at mid-range. Usually Dawson dominates at that distance, but not against CE Bison. Thus, he stays as far away as possible, waiting for the one mistake he can capitalize on. When the opportunity arrives, he does everything in his power to prevent the Bison from escaping to reset the match. So you'll see Dawson actually play offense here after playing from full screen. Alex Wolf versus Alex by the battle of two Alexes. There's no escape. Wow, freaking cycle. Oh my god. Oh, match that's done. Okay, so Dawson player does not want to risk anything. Staying as far away as possible. Throw the fireball, then comes forward slightly. Grabbed him. Now he's close. He's keeping good pressure. Make sure that the Bison player does not get out at all. The moment Bison player tries to jump back, he gets hit with a fireball. He's on frame trap. Frame trap. His way to victory. Stick throws, stick throws, stick throws. So, what you would do in Yatagarasu is harder to do that because the opponent can parry. However, they're guessing on high or low parries, so you can alternate which buttons you're gonna attack with. So you can do like a crouching light kick and then do a crouching and then do a stand light punch. Universally, that is low parry and high parry respectively. So crouching light kick would be low parry only, crouching light punch would be high parry only. For characters in which the light punch whiffs, such as Aja, such as Aja and Shoto's versus excuse me, and Shoto's versus the Sword Girls that's not Aja. What you would do there, you would try to bait grabs because the opponent will be aware that you can only do a crouch light kick. So you will see much more universal overhead and backdash usage. Meaning that it will be harder to keep the opponent, you know, to stay on the opponent like this Dawson tried to do, but it is still doable. This is something I noticed when I was watching Nemo vs Snake Eyes the other day. Instead of letting Nemo do his Rolento thing, he just kept forcing the issue, making Nemo react. Where you usually see Rolento going crazy, etc., he beat him 7 times in a row and jumping forward like a scumbag. That reminds me of Gamerbee versus Nemo. He did not let Nemo play at all. He just countered every single thing he did. Bob, if you can find the Nemo vs Snake Eyes video, that will also be an example for this. I see lots of people when they play me are so defensive and let me set up my game easy instead of making me react, etc. Yeah. What I do is I try to rush you down and play defensive. So sometimes I'll rush it down, sometimes I'll play defensive, and then you'll do something like a flash kick and then I'll block it. Next. Yeah, he did everything in his power to prevent Bison from escaping. It's 5:42. It took an entire hour. How many chapters are there? There are 10 chapters. Okay. Let's see what's in chapter 4 and then I'll determine whether to continue or not. Yeah, okay. So that's all for today. I'm gonna just do chapter 3 because I have to go soon. I want to play some games. So it's 5:43. Like I said earlier, I have to study. So yeah, okay. That will be all for today. for as far as Footsies goes. No problem, Musashi. This was requested by you. No problem, Megasaurus. Thank you for enjoying it. Okay. Chapter 3, yeah.